Annual Report on Social Vulnerability, 2007. Spanish Red Cross. The Spanish Red Cross is a humanitarian organization that works for and with people and social groups who experience different kinds of discrimination, poverty, or social exclusion. The institution's commitment is based on a strategy that seeks to strengthen the most vulnerable people and social groups' capacities in their daily lives, encouraging their individual and group autonomy, as well as their full integration. We at the Red Cross are not only concerned about taking action with regard to the challenge of exclusion, but also about familiarizing ourselves with the situations in which we intervene. In our social programs, we interact with hundreds of thousands of people and we receive the collaboration of more than 160,000 volunteers. We believe that the experience we get from the work itself, the territorial scope of our network, the diversity of the activities and projects that we manage, and the knowledge of the people who make up our human resources, from professionals to volunteers, forces us to look further into this analysis. Therefore, in 2005, we began to develop a systematic study that seeks to be a sociological picture of the people in or at risk of being in situations of social exclusion with whom we intervene. By means of the Annual Report on Social Vulnerability 2007, we would like to continue along this line of social research to which we are committed. We are interested in generating knowledge that will make it possible for us to improve our work, while also providing trustworthy information to those who, in terms of policy making, act as the guarantors of citizens' rights. We also aim to contribute to fomenting social awareness regarding the circumstances that affect the most disadvantaged people who live in our country. Based on a periodic format and a standardized structure that will be maintained over time in order to facilitate possible comparisons, this second Annual Report on Social Vulnerability 2007 provides first-hand statistical information which comes from updated and individualized records of people who are participating in many of the Spanish Red Cross social intervention projects and programs throughout the country. This broad nominal database, which at the time of publication has a few 100,000 records, is called the Social Intervention Application, and thanks to it, it is possible to obtain information about the following aspects: personal, gender, health, economic, social, family, relationships, etc., responding to a multidimensional approach of social exclusion. Moreover, each annual report includes a monograph that, in this occasion, focuses on people of foreign origins who live in situations of vulnerability in rural areas. The evolution of the Comprehensive Risk Indicator is one of the most outstanding contributions of this report. This comes from the average risk of the different groups and profiles of the people in situations of vulnerability, and therefore makes it possible to have an objective and simple measurement of this very complex social process. Among the aspects that stand out in the 2007 report is the 1.5% increase in the comprehensive risk between the summer of 2006 and the summer of 2007, which took place due to the worsening of the situation of those groups and profiles who already suffered from a high degree of social risk. Even though the data included in this report refers to the year 2007, we are forced to briefly mention the way in which the current international financial crisis situation affects people who participate in the Red Cross projects. In a global context in which unemployment has risen by 3 points, the unemployment rate of the non-EC immigrant population has increased by at least 5 points in a year and a half. We understand that this figure will worsen an already difficult situation. During the period analyzed in the 2007 report, unemployment among the people who received assistance from the Spanish Red Cross projects was at 55%. In the case of foreigners, 70% of them were affected, and in the case of people of sub-Saharan origin, 87% of them were affected. This is a situation that openly requires a strong investment in social protection and a joint effort by all social actors in the struggle against the risks of exclusion that we will see reflected undoubtedly in the next report. Through projects like the Annual Report on Social Vulnerability, we place importance on reflection, debate, applied research and participation of all social actors, experts, professionals, and particularly the very people who live in situations of vulnerability in order to combat the risks of exclusion, a process of social, economic, and relational marginalization that severely undermines people's rights and dignity. Annual Report on Social Vulnerability, 2007. Spanish Red Cross.